Good morning students. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about variables in C. So variable is a name given to a value. So before storing a value into the C program, we will give a name to a variable. So variable value may change during the execution of the program. Its value it's not fixed in C program. Its value may change accordingly whenever the user changes the value of a variable. While giving a name to a variable, we have to follow some rules. First one is we cannot use keyword names as variable. Like we are having 32 standard keywords in C. Those keywords cannot be used in variable name. Second, special characters are not allowed. We cannot use special characters in variable names. Next, underscore is allowed. Only symbol which is allowed while declaring a variable name is underscore. Digits are allowed. We can use 0 to 9, totally 10 numbers in while declaring a variable name. Caps A to Z and small a to Z are allowed. So both uppercase character and lowercase characters are allowed. Space cannot be used. We cannot use space in between the name of a variable. Then finally, the variable name must not start with digit. Okay, if you can start with a underscore, you can start with the uppercase character or lowercase character, but you cannot start a variable name with digit. So by following the rules, we will create a variable name. For example, roll number. It is a valid variable name. Student underscore name. It is also a valid variable name. Then else it is not a valid variable name because it is a keyword. We cannot use keyword as variable name. Likewise, student space name. This is also invalid because this contains space between the variable name. Space is not allowed. BCA3, it is also a valid variable name. You can give digits into the variable name. But 3BCA, this one is invalid variable because a variable name must not start with digit. Likewise, look at this two keywords BCA, BCA. First BCA is caps, comprises of caps. Second BCA is comprises of small letters. Both are different variables. So these are the method for declaring a name for a variable. So let's see how to declare a variable in C. So declaration part of the variable contains first data type. So first you have to specify a valid data type of C. Then variable name. then followed by semicolon. So for example, int a, it is a valid variable declaration. Like that, float average, it is a valid variable declaration. Then char name, it is a valid variable declaration. Next is initialization of variable. Initialization means assigning a value to a variable. So we can give value to a variable while declaring itself. This is known as initialization. So initialization can be done in two types. First one, look at the example, int a followed by a equal to 7. So first line contains variable name, second line contains variable name, sorry, variable value. So we can initialize like this, or we can give both, the statement in a single statement like this. Int a is equal to 7. So both are valid variable initialization. So initialization of variable in C can be done as two types. First one is static initialization and the second one is dynamic initialization. Static initialization means assigning a value to a variable before the execution itself. Then that kind of initialization is known as static initialization. For example, look at the below coding. So this coding prints the value of a. So already we have given the value of a as 7. This is known as static initialization. So for dynamic initialization, I will modify this coding itself. So look at this coding. The value of a is 7 and the value of b is equal to 4. For C, we are giving as a plus b, which is calculated by the computer. So the value of C will be obtained after the execution only. This type of initialization is known as dynamic initialization. So also I will change the code for dynamic initialization. So look at this coding. The value of A is given as 7 during the coding itself, and the value of B is obtained from the user, and the value of C and the value of C is calculated by the computer. So in this example, the A is static initialization, B and C is dynamic initialization. So in dynamic initialization, we can specify two types, like the computer calculates the value or the value is being retrieved from the user during the execution. Both are dynamic initialization. Next topic is constants. So as I already told you, variables value may change during the execution of the program, but constants is quite opposite to the variable. Constant value is fixed value. Its value doesn't change during the execution of the program. So constant means fixed value. So in C we are having totally two types of constant, numeric constant and a character constant. Numeric constant comprises of numbers, that is numeric constant contains only numbers, and a character constant comprises of characters. We will see in detail. So first one is, for specifying a constant in C, we have to use this keyword, const keyword. The const means constant keyword followed by data type, for example int, followed by variable name, semicolon. So even we can initialize a value during the declaration itself. For example, const int const float pi is equal to 3.14. So this is the method for declaring a constant. First one is constant keyword followed by data type followed by variable name. During the declaration itself, we can assign a value. So we will see about the types of constant. First one is numeric constant. Numeric constant contains only numbers, numerical value. So the numeric constant itself further subdivided into two types. First one is integer constant. Second one is real constant. So integer constant means a constant value which contains only a whole number. The type of constant is known as integer constant. For example, 7. It is a numeric constant. Second one is real constant. Real constant real constant is also known as floating point constant. Floating point constant contains numbers with decimal point. For example, 7.14. It is a real constant. So constants should be given the keyword const while the declaration part itself. Okay. Then let's see about the character constant. Character constant is made up of characters. So character constant may also include numbers, special characters as well as spaces. So character constant is subdivided into two types. First one is single character constant. Second one is string constant. Single character constant. First one, single character constant. Single character constant should be included within single quotes. For example, A is a single character constant. Likewise, 7, it is also a single character constant. Although it is a digit, it is enclosed within a single quote. So it is a single character constant. Likewise, ampersand symbol which is enclosed within single quotes. It is also a single character constant. Finally, a single space. So it is also a single character constant. One space which is enclosed within single quotes is also single character constant. Then string constant. String constant means collection of characters. Single character constant contains only one character, but whereas string constant may contain multiple number of characters. That character can be either alphabet or digit or special character or spaces or combination of the above things. So that kind of character constant is known as string character constant. The condition is string character constant should be enclosed within double quotes. So let's see the example. BCA. It is a string constant. Then 765. It is a string constant which contains only numbers. So this is also a valid string constant. It contains alphabets as well as digits. Then this string contains alphabets, symbols and numbers. This is also valid string constant. Then this is also valid string constant. It contains space and alphabets. Finally, multiple spaces. This is also a valid string constant which is enclosed within double quotes. So these are the basics of variables and constants. Thank you.